everybody, thank you for tuning in. The topic of the day is new makeup at Walmart. I discovered quite a few new little finds that I was interested in, and I'm going to work them into a look today. I don't think you're going to see a full face necessarily, but actually maybe close to a full face. I even got a cute new little shirt here. Got a number of new lip products. Also decided to go for the new Physicians Formula Chanel dupe, alleged dupe, you know. Nude by Nature, I was looking them over again and I realized that their loose powder is actually a radiant loose powder foundation. So we're going to use it in that sense today. I have a lighter powder here, multicolored powder from Hard Candy. And with this, I thought, I enjoy the Fenty lavender powder so much, but how about a possible drugstore alternative? I don't have a brand spanking new concealer, so I'm going to find one to use. And I will prime a little bit too. I'm going to use my Hard Candy Grip on Lock primer. It says 12-hour hold, and it's kind of like the newly repackaged version of what I have enjoyed so much from Hard Candy for a long time. The Sheer Envy, hydrating, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, I think. This does feel a little more grippy though. Just a little more tack to it once you've got it blended in, but not obnoxiously sticky. And then I just grabbed out my Rimmel, the Multitasker Concealer. This is in the shade Sand. My Walmart, I tell you, I was in there yesterday. I had taken the kids to school and I had some time. You know, I had some time to just mosey around and really look. My Walmart's been getting a makeover. I think the makeover might still be underway because I was really trying to look at the clothes and think, you know, maybe some new spring tops or something. And I did get a few things, but it's still very much under construction. Like people are trying to figure out where this or that goes. There's stuff in the wrong places intentionally because they are reworking things. Just getting some coverage going here, as you can see. Because anytime it's a powder foundation situation, we're going to be coming in with that concealer first so we can really get the ground floor going, you know. This is just a partial blend still. I know it seems like I'm really taking some time here, but partial blend. I need to wash my brushes. I mean, I have meant to do that since Sunday. It's now Thursday morning. Do it today, Em. I will, sister, I will. Sisters, you guys. Look at that. I mean, that in itself, I needed that coverage. I needed that under eye junk. And here's where I would come in, even though I've got plans for a powder foundation, here's where I would come in with something a little lighter and brighter just for the purpose of setting the under eye. So again, this is Hard Candy Blur on Lock. What? Oh, that's Bub. I thought someone was breaking into the house for a second. Blur on Lock Setting Powder Translucent Lavender. And it's 3 powders in 1 to correct, balance, and brighten, it says. So here's what that looks like. And they had like maybe more of a pink and peach type of situation. But once I saw the lavender, because this is kind of like 2 out of 3 shades are lavender and 1 is greenish. Once I saw that, I thought, Fenty dupe maybe? Okay, we've got a slider that can confine you to just 1 shade. That's nice. But how do I get the sticker off? Do we have 3 separate stickers? Okay, it's gonna be a minute. Let me just, okay, yes, it was 3 separate seals to pull just then. I've got it set, so I'm gonna get some of both of the lavender shades. One has a little more maybe pink in it, and one's more straight lavender. Tap some out in here, and do a little mix and tap. And then we're going to set the under eye, and we're going to see if we are supremely brightened by this move here. Under eye, I'm going to hit T-zone too because that's just how I roll with the loose powder step. You know what is incredibly delicious? Not too much, but just right, and just really feeds my soul, is getting a kid's meal from Chipotle. A Chipotle 2 taco thing. Chicken tacos. I love that corn salsa, but it's substantially less food than some of the, you know, grown-up options you can get there. It's perfect. Portion control. Typically amounts of food. By the way, this is looking great. I'm getting in close. I'm really set, but I do feel extremely brightened. But I was gonna say, like the volume of food I eat, I feel like I get full fast. I don't tend to want tons of food in one sitting, but I do like to snack. I like to graze sometimes. I've been purposely doing less of that lately, and that's been good. Now, as you guys know, this is just clearly, I'm trying it for the first time. I'm taking it out of the box. This is not a long-term, oh my gosh, she's giving a real in-depth review. I'm just kind of trying it, and I thought you might like to be part of that as well. But so far, that powder impresses me. I haven't even gotten into the green. And then we're stepping over to the Nude by Nature. So Radiant Loose Powder Foundation. If you're curious about this new brand that is in Walmart, I do have a whole video talking about so much more, but this was one of the things that I didn't get the first time around. And ooh, packaging is nice. Got this in the shade C3 Light Medium, Feather Light Radiant Loose Powder Foundation formula. Adapts naturally to skin tones, evens out complexion, covers redness and pigmentation, conceals enlarged pores, made up of naturally derived ingredients. We have another seal, but it's gonna have one of those little mesh trampolines inside. I got a shade that I thought, you know, might possibly be a hint dark at this moment, but going forward into summer would be really good potentially. And what brush? I think I'm going to use my little Laura Geller, actually, this nice kind of dense angled kabuki. Taking off that seal, there's a lot of powder right here, gang. And I'm not sure where I'm going to go with the excess. I guess just tap it straight into here, because this cap is basically a stopper. I can tap onto that, I guess. Former Bare Minerals user trying to figure out how to do the whole process. Okay, I'm gonna start blending this in. See what kind of coverage we get. I'm fine with a little luminous. I don't need to be too luminous. Also don't need to really cater to the under eye here because we did that already. Still dipping in little by little. I'm getting a little on my brush at a time, and now I just kind of got a lot. I've only done half the face, but now I'm going for whole forehead given the amount I got on my brush just then. I feel like I have no sense of the product I'm picking up. Like, seriously, there's a lot sifting around here. I feel like I'd be happier with a locking mechanism and then tap out a little bit that you want to use, you know? I don't want to be throwing down too much, but it's looking like I am getting some coverage out of it. I can see that. It's not super glowy, but maybe a little bit. Seriously, any glow on my skin would have to be coming from this because it's a matte concealer that I had on, and that Blur On Lock powder was not shiny in the least. So this might be giving us just the most gentle, how did they put it? Radiance in the name, sheer to full coverage, satin radiant finish. Full coverage? Maybe I'm supposed to be using the whole puddle of product that's sitting there, I don't know. I'm building a little. I feel like this is going to take some more uses and some more like product combinations. But as of this time, I've taken what was essentially kind of a dewy, tacky feel to my skin given the Grip On Lock primer, and things have smoothed out here. So I feel like I've put on a substantial amount of this. I feel like there's enough. I'm still seeing freckles, but my skin tone as a whole, I think, has been evened out even more. But what I've done has amounted to, I think, a light additional bit of coverage. We need to experiment more, but so far so good. Doing about what I expected something like that to do. We can move straight into our new bronzer here. Look at this. This feels very luxe. The way the packaging is. It was also not super cheap. I paid like $13 or $14 for this from Physicians Formula. I'm getting 1 ounce of product. It's the Warm Sand shade, which I think they just had one shade of the Bronze Booster Sun Blur Glow Activated Bronzing Balm. It's got a little extra cap. And then there's what it's looking like on the inside. Definitely reminding me of the Chanel. Somehow it feels like tons of product, but that is 1 ounce. That's the amount you're getting in like a standard foundation. I'm dipping in with my Sephora 56. Okay, this is going to be a warm one. Warm and kind of soft. Not orangey warm, but classic bronzer vibes. It's going to blend easily. It's not making me sticky. I'm curious now how much is in like another random cream bronzer. Oh, okay. Like Milani Cheek Kiss, you're getting 0.21 ounces. Hula Wave is giving you 0.32 ounces. Say Sun Melt is giving you 1 ounce. All right. Just wanted a little frame of reference there. It seems much less standard, you know, the amounts that you could be getting. And I looked at e.l.f. Putty, but I couldn't see. The writing was like light and tiny. I'm feeling like I can get some contour out of this, but I'm thinking it also would make sense and look good going a bit higher, like actual bronzer level stuff. Like I'm starting here, but bring it to the tops of the cheeks as well. I think I'm gonna like this. I really like the texture. Again, I didn't see other shades. It was just the one. Let me know if you've seen this come in other colors. Because I bet if I saw this and I saw something deeper, I probably would have gone a little deeper. It's just my way usually. You know the song that's often in the background of my mind? Or just the little sound from a song that's in there is dun 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 dun. Phil Collins, Another Day in Paradise. Do you ever listen to that and you listen to the instruments in the background of that little part? I can't do it. I can't, just have to listen to it. I just adore that song, that sound. We've bronzed softly, but I think we have bronzed effectively. I'm definitely holding on to that additional cap. I don't want this drying out on me anytime soon. But yeah, this product is gonna have a significant footprint. I feel like right now I'm being caught by the, oh, it feels so luxurious. You know, it's packaged out a little bit from where the product actually is. We were talking about that with something else before, I think Maybelline Lifter Glosses. I'm kind of taken by the luxury of it all right now, but this is gonna be a pain in the butt to store. Yes, it will. For a few steps here, I don't have anything new, so I'm going to take care of that, and then we are going to try a one shadow look. Alrighty guys, I did a few things. I put on some blush. This is Pinch Me Pink from Wet n Wild. You can't ever miss with a little Wet n Wild blush, and sticking with Wet n Wild, I used the highlighter. This is Precious Petals. Are they still selling this one? Used it kind of softly on tops of the cheeks, forehead a little bit, and then I did my brows with my Morphe. It's called the Micro Brow Pencil in Java. It's just a ABH Brow Wiz sized skinny pencil, and then the Morphe Micromanager Gripping Brow Gel. How long will I continue to have this? I've used it so much. Every time I pull out the little wand, the wand is tiny, and it's always given me just the right amount of product. Next, I'm going to prime my eyelids. I'm just grabbing out my e.l.f. Lock It Down Eye Primer. And then I was looking over the Maybelline singles, and I realized this one looked pretty good, and I didn't already have it. It's called Cool Cocoa. And here's a weird thing. No sponge tip on the inside. What? I don't know. This is looking like a super basic shade, like kind of a satin finish, soft brown. Can you see it there on my pinky? I just saw it and I thought, you know, might be good to have. Might be good to turn this into a one shadow look. The other Maybelline singles I own, by the way, I have Nude Glow, which I do like. That's kind of a good glowy one shadow look, although, you know, I wouldn't pile it on too much in the crease, but it can do some things. I have Soft Pearl and I have Tastefully Taupe. This one could probably do nicely alongside any of those, but I'm going to try it one shadow style today. I think it's going to be really good. So I'm going to use my crease brush. Profusion crease brush. Somebody trying to get in touch with Bella on Kids Messenger. I guess that's what happens when your kid doesn't have a phone with any smartphone capabilities. You'll use my phone for a few things. She has a Gab phone, and I've loved it. Basically, when I got her that, was it a year or so ago? She was in 4th grade when she got it. And this is like a kid's line of phones. I love that in the crease, by the way. I got it so she could make calls because she was spending longer times at the gym, and I thought I want her to be able to contact me if practice gets out early or she just needs me for whatever. Like, I just felt more comfortable with her having a way to get in touch with me. And it has like a few little games on it that come on it. You can enable different things or not enable them as a parent. But we're talking like there's solitaire on there. There's the Bible app. There's a maps thing that she thinks is really cool to look at. Schedule. This Virgo child loves to keep, you know, her calendar of everything she's got going on. But no social media, no like just internet. If she gets a text in from somebody who is not in her contacts, like I'll get an email letting me know. So you get the idea of what this is about. I basically wanted to get her a phone that doesn't encourage a lot of screen time, and it's been great. The phone is used as a communication device, but it's not something she's glued to, and we're going to hang on to that train as long as we can. Going into that, she's in 5th grade right now, by the way, 11 years old. But she does have access to this Kids Messenger on my phone. One of her besties moved back to Saudi Arabia partway through this past school year, and this is how they connect. I'm just now patting this on the lid. It's patting on really softly, but that's good. You know, I'm using my Morphe M303. I'm not getting a ton of dark intensity, but like, look how easy this is. I'm into it. I'm going all over the lid. Naturally, it's a one shadow look, so I'm just using it. But anyway, the Kids Messenger has been a good way for them to keep in touch and share pictures and stuff like that, but that's through my phone. And no offense or no judgment, honestly, on anybody's phone situation for their kids. And I try to have pretty minimal use of my phone in the presence of kids too, because I just don't want them to think like the only way to live life is looking down at a little screen. I just don't want to present that to them. I'm getting a little bit on this small pointed brush and just seeing, oh yeah, it's truly like a little all-in-one shadow. It's not trying too hard. It's just doing exactly what I kind of hoped it would do. The shimmer in it is very, I mean, when I say satin, it's satin matte. It's really not giving me much visible shimmer at all. What if I went into it with this and just built my crease and outer corner more? She could be built out a bit more, but I'm kind of liking it soft. It's spring, you know. That is what Cool Cocoa looks like as a one shadow look. I'm gonna finish my eye and I'll be back. Alrighty, I just put my mascara on. I always feel like when you skip a liner, your mascara has a chance to shine even more, like the full length of your lashes. So I did this combo that I've been doing a lot lately, the Milani Fan Club in black, and then I've got the e.l.f. lash extender on the lower lashes because it's not smudging. A few different things here to chat about lip-wise. I love these e.l.f. Glimmer lip oils, Glow Reviver Lip Oil Glimmer. Don't get too caught up in the oil title there. These aren't a straight oil. They are a lip gloss, basically. Everything about them, from the texture to the look, is like a lip gloss, but I'm really into their Glimmer formula. You know, a couple shades that I have, and I keep them handy because I use them a lot. The one called Princess Cut, that's a glimmer, right? Yep. And then Crystal Baller, you know, they're very shiny and also have that little bit of non-textured sparkle in them. And I love them. And then I was really caught by this one and I thought, what's that gonna be like? Like, I really just got it out of curiosity. It's called Apology Tour, but it's Opology Tour? Yes. It's an opal vibe. So we're going to put it on bare lips so you can see. I played with this yesterday too. I really liked it over top of a lip liner actually. But it does have some sparkle that I feel like I see after the actual gloss wears down. But it's very cool. And if you look in closely, I would say you can see kind of a bluish shift. I think it's going to be at its prettiest when it tops different things off. But yeah, trying it. And then two different things from Wet n Wild here. I gotta take this off. One of them is a stain. I need to try that one last. I got this Jelly Drip Lip Glaze. Berry Squish is the shade. Look at the applicator. Is that metal in there? Yeah. Oh, the scent is really strongly fruity, like tropical fruit kind of. Like, is that a mango or something? Applicator feels cooling, but it's like a hard doe foot, okay? I'm painting it on. Is this trying to be like the NYX Lip Ivy? When you buy certain things from Wet n Wild, like this was on there, it had a little like tape thing that was holding it on the rack, but no box, no description other than lip glaze. Feels really thin. But as you can see, it's very full colored. So it's not streaky. Thin, not streaky. I'm gonna have to give this a couple minutes and see what this is trying to do. Still feeling thin. Still don't think it's setting up. The smell is fantastic. I may not have pegged it correctly on mango, but it smells like a certain Naturistics lip balm I had back in the 90s. And they had those heavily fruity, really intense smelling things. Maybe like a certain kind of lip smacker I had before too. The applicator felt nice actually. I didn't feel like it was too small, like it looks really little, but I didn't feel like it was too small, and it definitely wasn't creating a streaky look. Shade name is Berry Squish. I feel like it's giving a soft red, which I'm always into a soft red. I still don't feel a texture change on the surface of my lips. I need to blot it away a little bit and see what it's gonna do. Okay. Yep, I think it's going to be one of those where you've got the shiny layer. That color, yes, is definitely going to transfer away, but you're going to have some kind of a stain adhering underneath. And it's not feeling like a layer of product. It is feeling more like a stain that's got, you know, at this point, a little moisture over it. But once that wears and wears, I think it would just feel like a weightless stain. As I continue to rub off, look what's still on here. She definitely stained, and that looks great. I'd go with that all day. That looks like I was born with nicely pigmented lips. But that does throw us off a little bit. I didn't know it was going to stain that much. I got this thing. Lip liner stain. Perfect Pout lip liner stain, transfer proof. I got the shade I'm Blushing, and now you're not going to be able to see. It's shakeable. I'm worried you're not going to be able to see the true color, so I need to swatch it. Look how it looks like that's a lip brush. But friends, that's not like hair-like fibers. That's just a little tip. See that? Think of like a different format of the CoverGirl pens. Okay, those have that felt tip. They're feeling like a felt tip marker. Here they've just given us an applicator, basically. I'm not sure how the product's truly flowing through that, but your way of applying feels a little bit more like a lip brush. And they show you can apply it like a lip liner or a lip stain. See that? You can do it either way. If you were just to apply it like a liner, I think this shade has so much intensity it would probably be kind of just like one of those unsightly rims, unless you really were staying on it with the whatever's going on top. But I'm filling my lips in. And ultimately, this color is a deeper intensity than the Jelly Drip stuff. And this is the shade I'm Blushing. I was trying to get a nude. I could tell by the display that there was a nude shade, and I kept reaching and reaching, and it was a little tall for me. So I was just grabbing and checking, and I thought, you know, I think this one will work. But to me, that's giving more of a berry reddish lip. But yeah, a stain for sure. Played with this a little bit last night. What did it stay on through? It stayed on through dinner pretty well. I'm going to be really stained having had both of these things on, but that's interesting. I like the application. I may have gotten it a little heavy right there. But I think it's important to know with this shade called I'm Blushing, that looks like soft mauvey pink right there. But you are most definitely getting berry red. This one, looking like soft red. The intensity on both is a little bit more than I was anticipating, although I'm not mad at it. Would you like to see some of that gloss layering up on something? Let them go, Em. They got things to do. Just a minute. See, the nice thing about going on top of a stain is that that's not transferring back onto your applicator. But look, it's a fun sheen. It's a cool shift. It's not looking blue, it's just looking like a cool tone kind of thing going on. But that does indeed wrap up the look today, guys. This was really fun trying some of this new stuff. I'm super happy with this little guy. Now, you don't need to go out and get this unless you're kind of a eyeshadow singles nerd, you know? That's how I felt. Like, oh, I want to add this to my collection of singles because I've really weeded out a ton of things and I want some singles that I will use. But you've probably got this shade inside a palette as well, and just keep in mind how that can be a really nice finished one shadow look. So I really enjoyed trying that. I feel like I'm going to need to use these powders more, both the setting powder, the powder foundation, to kind of understand what I'm getting out of that. I might do a little less concealer wise next time just to see what is that powder foundation doing. But the finish on my skin all over, I will say, does look really nice right now. The Physicians Formula, I mean, I'm going to use this, okay? I've got a lot of product here. I'm going to use it softly bronzy, and let me know if you've seen any other shades in this, but I am going to have to deal with this packaging and find a home for that. If you're into stains, definitely take a look at what's new from Wet n Wild. They also had yet another thing that I think it seemed more like a liquid lipstick just by description, but I'm not sure what it was. But these were the two I was into trying most, and it seems like both are going to leave a substantial stain on your lips. So yeah, friends, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you. If you've got any video requests, please let me know in the comments section, and I will see you soon. I love you. Bye.